Welcome to Helsingborg.
We have come to this city in the south of Sweden for a big day out by the sea. So let's start the show. And it's an absolutely glorious day here, and we've just got off the train. It's right by the town centre and also the harbour.
Did you know that Helsingborg is the closest point in Sweden to Denmark? And the location over there is Helsingborg. You can take the ferry that runs across these two places.
And I believe the ferry only takes 10 minutes because we watched another YouTube video by Miles in Transit. Maybe you should check it out. And they have a full board restaurant on the way. So, I mean, how would you have time to have a meal or something when it's only 10 minutes? Well, I can eat pretty quickly, so maybe it is possible. But we're not taking the ferry today, isn't that right, Paul?
No, we're not. I think that we're just exploring what the city has to offer.
Indeed, we're staying in Sweden and Helsingborg. What a fabulous fountain! Oh, I thought it was playing music, but no, that is coming from the town hall. It's the chimes. It's just turned noon. This bus, number 2, is going to a place called Ra. And I saw on the map that we picked up that it is a little fishing village to the south of Helsingborg. Ooh. So that could be another place to visit if you had time.
This is a lovely statue of General Governor right outside the Helsingborg City Hall.
Yeah, I've got my sunglasses on now. It is a absolutely sparkling day here, and we're walking along this lovely little street. I don't know if all the streets in Helsingborg are like this, but they're very sort of decorative. Quite narrow actually. When we were in Malmo, we saw that the streets were quite wide there, even sort of the side streets, but this is more of a narrow type of street. And I really do like the golden lanterns up above us, because you know I really do love a lantern. We've got a signpost here. You can see that we've come from the central station, the Rad House, that would be the town hall, and going the other direction we have got the concert though, so I guess that's the concert house, and the Sofiero with a crown on it. So do you think that's a royal residence perhaps? And I wonder what the Dunkers Kulturhus is.
I think the Mariankirken is St. Mary's Church.
Oh yes, well we've established while we've been here that Kirken is church. And I guess even in the UK we do use the word kirk.
Do we?
For church, yeah, especially in Ireland I think more so than in the UK. We saw a sign for it before and here it is. It is the concert house.
I wonder what these figures are. I wonder what this story is telling too.
Have you just spotted what I've spotted?
I think that's a whale.
Oh, it's a whale! Yeah. You're right, do you know what I thought it was? I thought it was a rabbit. Because I thought those were the ears. And that was the body. No, you're right, it is a whale. We're having a whale of a time in Helsingborg. Oh, that is incredible. And look, it's even got the eye. So we have a statue of Henry Dunker here. I'm not sure who he was. Maybe you could write in and let us know. You never know what you're going to see next. So we had a whale just back there, and now we have an egg with feet. What have you spotted, Paul?
I think this is hats off to Mr. Alfredson. It's a tribute to one of Sweden's most beloved, admired, and productive people. Hans Alfredson was a humorist, artist, author, playwright, scenographer, actor, director, and much more. He has made great impact on Swedish culture, both by himself and as half of the dynamic duo Hasse och Tage. If you pay close attention, you might discover some references to Hans Alfredson around the square.
Right, well that would explain the egg with feet. And have you also seen the dog over there?
All right.
Let's take a look at that. This is fabulous. I can smell the sea here. Breathe it all in. Pure oxygen. It truly is a delightful marina. So down by the marina here, there are also places to eat, and it is lunchtime. I'm in the mood for a coffee, first of all, I think.
Then aren't you gonna feel hungry later?
Probably, but it is quite busy at the moment.
They don't too busy.
There's various places. Ah, good old Espresso House has saved us again. Paul's already gone in. What I find interesting about Espresso House is that they have a microwave, so you could heat up your food. We've even seen someone heat up a coffee. We have got our map out again, and I just wanted to correct something from before. The crossing from Helsingborg to Helsingør is 20 minutes, not 10 minutes, so that would give you a little bit of extra time to eat on board. We saw the bus to Ra earlier, and we thought, well, actually, maybe we should go there. Let's take a look at the map. So, Paul, point out to us where Ra is in comparison to Helsingborg. Oh, it's just there. It's not really walkable. Well, it might be, but I think it is more of a bus ride, and it says that we can take the number 1 bus there. It's got nice little cobbled streets. It's an old fishing village.
Do you think we could use our contactless?
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, how do we get a ticket?
I don't know.
So we just downloaded the app so as we could buy a bus ticket for later if we do decide to go to Ra. And I was quite horrified to discover that during the time we're here, and it's the Eurovision period, that there was a special unlimited travel ticket that we could have bought, which included travel to Copenhagen, and it would have saved us quite a lot of money. Well, depending on how much you would travel. I think we've probably lost out between 20 and 40 pounds along the way. But there was an unlimited travel ticket taking in Copenhagen and the whole Scan area of Sweden, which is the area that we've been in. And the ticket was valid for 3 weeks before Eurovision, right up to the end date. So we're here in the lead up to the competition. We could have got that ticket, but it wasn't really clear. On the machines at the station in Malmo Central, it did say something about Eurovision travel, but it didn't really make it clear that it was some sort of discount, unlimited travel thing.
No, because it didn't say that it was like on the app.
And I think it's only available on the app as well.
Because we weren't going to be using the app because we thought that, but I think we should have known that the app travel would, like, I don't even think it registered in my mind.
No, because we just wanted to buy, like, when you arrive at Copenhagen airport, the natural inclination is to buy your train ticket just to go wherever you're going. And we never even thought about an app, never even thought about any Eurovision discount or anything, nor had we read anything about it before we got here. So, yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed at this. But again, there's nothing we can do about it now because we're coming towards the end of our trip and we have bought individual tickets for each trip. Now, the only thing, as I would say, is we have saved a little bit of money on those because if two people are traveling together,
there is a discount.
There is a discount.
So we're not paying.
So we haven't paid like the full fare every time. We've paid like a two together type ticket, and it's always been a return apart from arriving at the airport and going to Malmo where we stayed.
Consolation, I suppose.
Yeah, but still, it does sort of grate a little bit when you think you could have saved more money.
But then we would have had to pay off the bat that big amount.
Yeah, that is true.
We would have had to pay off right at the start of it that huge amount.
Yeah.
Which is how many? So
it was about £114.
So was it £114 total?
Total, yeah. So
okay, for both of us.
Yeah, and that included Copenhagen, you see. If you didn't want Copenhagen included, it was half that price, but we would have had Copenhagen because we did do a day trip there and to and from the airport, of course, as well.
Marcus,
yes,
we would have had to spend 1,560
SEK.
Swedish krona.
Yeah, that works out about £114 in my calculation. And I think we've spent a little bit more than that, maybe between 20 and 40 pounds more once we take in our final train to the airport.
But I think that it kind of makes you go traveling. I think for those of you that might not want to do all this traveling, that then this option might not be the one for you.
Yeah, but this is like a one-off option which was only available for Eurovision.
So I think going forward, if you are coming to Scan and the Malmo region,
download the app.
Because you will be saving money, and I think...
Well, you might. I mean, it's not going to be Eurovision forever, but...
it's easy to validate your ticket on the app.
Yeah, well, you've got to validate your ticket on the app and everything as well. But I guess if you had like a ticket that covered an entire period, you'd only have to activate it once. And the paper tickets that we've got, they didn't need to be activated. They were activated the moment that you bought them, basically. But, okay, well...
Learning curve.
Yep. This boat is on the move. And while we've been sitting discussing tickets, we've decided we're not going to bother taking the bus after all. We're just going to save that money and not bother with the app. Which did seem to be a little bit complicated as well because there were several stops in Ra and it wasn't clear exactly where we would have got off. So we're just going to stay in Helsingborg.
So this is kind of like a lookout area because this part is jutted out, right?
Oh yes. Well, it says something here. So over there, Paul, that is Denmark, because as we said, this is the closest point between Sweden and Denmark.
Yeah.
Speaking of Denmark, while we were looking at the information about travelling between Copenhagen and Malmö, we discovered that since 2016 there have been border patrols between Denmark and Sweden, but not between Sweden and Denmark, and it's hit and miss as to whether you're stopped. Now, we travelled from Denmark to Sweden twice, once from the airport to Malmö and once from Copenhagen Central to Malmö when we did our day trip there. And I remember on that particular train there was an announcement that said be prepared for border checks, but there weren't any. Yes, you brought your passport and I brought my Irish passport ID card, because I've got one of those, you see, because I'm still an EU citizen. Sorry, Paul. But there were no checks. But I did actually notice on the train, looking out the window to the toll road area, that there was some sort of border patrol area there. So just be aware of that. That you should carry your passport with you if you are travelling between Denmark and Sweden. Hello, seagull. Earlier on we saw a sign for the Dunkers Culture House. I guess it's some sort of cultural art institution. Oh look, Paul, what sort of sculpture is this? Is it like a... Yes, abstract. Is it like a caterpillar or something? Or perhaps it's a bull's penis? I don't know. You're going to say, why would I know what a bull's penis looks like? Don't ask.
Maybe this is like a spring that's curling.
This is rather a poignant memorial here, with the briefcase sitting on the bench. It says, the young diplomat Raoul Wallenberg, born in 1912, worked in Budapest from 1944 to 45. Thousands of Jews were saved through his personal courage, knowledge and creativity. On January the 17th, 1945, he was abducted by the Soviet Red Army. His fate remains unknown. Do you know what this statue here reminds me of, Paul?
No.
It reminds me of Ariel, who appears in the circular area of the television centre in London. We've just had a really interesting conversation with a guy who was giving us the whole history of Sweden and how Sweden and Denmark used to be part of the same country, or at least parts of them were. And it kind of links in because this area that we're in, Skåne, S-K-A-N-E, it's a bit like scone. Is it scone, or what's the other one? But it kind of links in with the area that we're in, Helsingborg, because the ferry behind us, as we've said before, goes over to Helsingør in Denmark. So they're both Helsing. So there's a connection there. This looks like a castle, Paul. What is it?
I think it must be this thing.
Helsingborg Contact Center. Ooh, I wonder what that means then.
And then I think it leads to the observation deck.
Oh, well, maybe we should take a look. They really do like their naked statues in Sweden.
The stone by David.
David is back. The statue of David by the sculptor Ivar Johnson was donated to the city of Helsingborg in 1923 by Molt Samelius, a prominent figure in local government. David was placed below the terrace steps in Consul Trap Square causing a considerable stir among the citizens of the town. Why do you think it would have caused such a stir, Paul?
Because he was naked. Do you think so?
Yeah. We are about to walk up some steps. What are they, Paul?
So in Swedish they are called Terra Straporna.
Terra Strapora. What's that?
Terra Straporna.
What does that mean?
Terrace stairs.
Oh, terrace stairs. Oh, right.
How are you getting on?
I don't like steps. No, the steps. The grip is really good, but it's just too many stairs. We're always doing a lot of climbing on this show, aren't we, Paul?
Time to climb to the top, shall we?
Yeah, and we would also like the number of our subscribers to climb as well, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would. So for those of you that haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button.
And maybe you'd like to give us a like or a comment. And if you're feeling especially generous, you might like to buy us a coffee. There is a link in the description. Let's keep going. Nearly at the top, and I bet there's a really good view. Well, actually, we're not at the top. We're just at the sort of medium area here. So that's where we came from, down there. There are still more steps to go. Was that a dragon? Now we've reached the top, it opens up into these fabulous gardens. There's ice cream, there's the tower, and there's a park area over there. This yellow bench looks interesting. It's got some sort of descriptive flag sticking out of it. It says that we have painted a number of benches yellow around the city to invite people to talk more to each other and raise awareness about mental health and suicide. That's a very worthwhile cause, I think. In the UK, if you need to speak to someone, you can call 116 123 or visit samaritans.org. And it says that this area is called Karnen. Well, we've got some English information about Karnen. It's the Keep of Helsingborg. The building of Karnen started in the 1310s and was finalised around 1320. Today, the tower is 35 metres high and each side of the tower is 15 metres wide.
I think here's where we are.
Oh.
I think we're like... Which part are we?
Well, you need to find the tower. Over here, look.
Karnen. And then that's the Öresund River.
Uh-huh.
And then here's Ra.
Oh yes, where we didn't go.
This might be another map.
Yeah, this is a different area, is it?
So this is from Karnen to Safiero Slot, which is where the castle is.
Oh, I see. That was quite a long way away, though.
I think it was like about, what, 4 miles, was it? Or something like that?
It said it was 4,300 meters.
So that's like, so it's like less than 5 kilometers. Quick.
What?
Look at this.
What is this?
I think this is like the map of this area on this slate.
Oh, right.
And then Karnen is right here, which is where the tower is.
Yes.
And then that leads down to the main street.
Oh, I see. There's a plaque attached to this tree. What does it tell us? It's the kind of tree that it is, its dimensions.
How old it is?
I guess.
Because it says from 1920.
Oh, I see. It was planted in 1920. It's 20 meters tall, 77 meters in diameter. Centimeters, did I say? What is it, an oak?
Maybe.
Or is it a maple?
Maple, because this is how a maple
Yeah,
looks like.
yeah. There's a lovely little fountain over there. This area was farmland during the 18th and much of the 19th centuries, with the first trees being planted here for a major industrial and handcrafts exhibition in 1903. These trees were the foundation for what is now Slottshagen Park, with the layout dating mainly from 1909 to 1911. There is one lone red tulip amongst this carpet of daffodils. Dick Tarnas, Helsingborg.
So I believe that this Helsingborg might be the reason why this city might be named after him. Write in if you think that that's true or false.
I'm just standing here, but I actually feel as though just looking at the water that we're moving and it's not the water that's moving. Does that ever happen to you, Paul?
Isn't this kind of like an out-of-body experience?
Yeah. But it's the same if you are sitting on a train and there's a train on another platform and then it leaves. You feel as though, at least it happens to me, I feel as though that I'm the one that's moving. Yeah. St. Mary's Church. Support your local bastard. Well, after a long day exploring, there's nothing better than a bastard to finish off the day.
Yeah,
so I think
indeed.
it's time that we went and had a bastard right now.
So this is the sink with a really nice big mirror. There's the sink and it's working. The soap dispenser, the tissues. Here's some information about Bastard Burgers. There is a really big toilet. It says Bastard over here in really big letters. And there's a blowhorn up here to catch attention. And this is the bathroom. Hi. And here's the door. Don't know really what this is. Oh, I think that this is really interesting too. It says, mind the gap. Kind of like the London Metro or the London Underground. So try to aim towards the ball and don't miss.
Well, we have had an absolutely fantastic time here in Helsingborg, haven't we, Paul?
Yes, it was amazing and such an easy trip to get to from Malmo.
And the sun has been shining most of the time that we have been here as well.
And for those of you that haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. For those of you that have liked this episode, please give us a thumbs up. And for those of you that want to leave a comment, you could do so as well.
And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, there is a link in the description. So we will see you next time. Bye.